So the man who introduced Bishop T.D. Jakes to the world is passed away. Now, this was just posted 20 hours ago on Bing, and it's interesting because I see reports that say he passed away before this, about a month ago. But Pearson made many headlines during his time alive, and his religion views was quite interesting. His story was so interesting that Netflix had to make a movie about it. The 2018 movie Come Sunday featured Pearson's story with actor Chiwetel Ejiofor playing the minister. Now, Pearson passed away at the age of 70 after a brief battle with recurring cancer on November 19th, 2023. Okay, so he was in hospice where he received a palliative care for over 3 months. Now, while in care, he made a TikTok to address his followers and people who believed in his teachings. And he titled the video A Departing Message, as he knew it might be one of the last times that they hear from him. Pearson said, "This will probably be the last time you see me like this, as I may be closing some things out." Now, he also shared some love and prayers for everyone watching the video. He said, "I love you, I cherish you, I respect you, I honor you, have needing you all along to be the audience to let me sound off on," he said, and he laughed softly. He also added, "I've done a lot of thinking out loud, and you've eavesdropped in on a lot of it, but I knew you were there." So it was evident that he was tired, and he mentioned his exhaustion in the video. However, he also wanted his followers to know that he will always be there for them in some way. He said, "I'll never close you out in consciousness. I'll never stop thinking of who you are and why you are, and how somehow we are divinely drawn together in this divine intersection of lives. But I feel you, and I hope you feel me, even when I am in heaven or on the other side or the other iteration. I'll be thinking of you." And this is what he said in the video. Now, closing his departing message, the bishop said, "But know that I love you and wanted you to hear from my own voice how deeply appreciative I am of who you are and that you are. Peace and blessings." Deep? No? Okay. So Pearson gained a lot of fame for his inclusive views regarding Christianity. Now, a San Diego native, he began having doubts about traditional Christian beliefs and faiths. And he wrote a book in 2016 titled The Gospel of Inclusion, Reaching Beyond Religious Fundamentalism to the True Love of God and Self. And the book received a lot of criticism from Christian leaders who believed his views were hearsay. In response, other bishops also aired their opinions of his book. Now, you guys can find on YouTube, Pastor T.D. Jakes did a what people are calling heartfelt tribute to this man. Okay. Um, but one person wrote, "Because of our concern for the many people that could be influenced to adopt this hearsay, and in doing so put at risk the eternal destiny of their souls, we are compelled to declare Bishop Carlton Pearson a heretic." However, Pearson, he never wavered in his views and beliefs until his death. He even responded to the bishops, saying, "If I am judged for perceiving Christ or Christianity in error, I'd rather be wrong for overestimating the love of God than underestimating it. I'd rather err in the goodness and the greatness and the graciousness of God than the opposite." And he reportedly passed away peacefully in his bed, surrounded by loved ones. And believers also prayed for him and his soul in the passing days.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم sharing Pearson's controversial message denouncing the idea of hell and instead a love for all.
That God did not burn those who disappointed him.
It was that message that once got him shunned by many, the one that brought him to All Souls, where he learned that message had been taught in the Unitarian Church for hundreds of years.
I want to thank you for being faithful members to my friend. And I want to apologize for the ignorance of my brothers.
Pearson's following changed the face of the congregation of the predominantly white Midtown Church.
And my life is for the better, not just because of him, but because of all those who came with him.
The city of Tulsa issued a proclamation that included his successful efforts to pass hate crime legislation for the LGBTQ+ community.
Signed into law in 2009 by President Barack Obama.
Colleague and friend, Reverend Marlon Lavenhar, ending the service with how the community can best honor the life of Bishop Pearson.
By living more lovingly, more compassionately, and more inclusively in whatever number of days ahead are still ours to claim.
So it was alleged that TD Jakes had some issue with people saying back when Bishop Carlton Pearson was passing away that he is responsible for TD Jakes, like he made him who he was.
I just couldn't reconcile in my mind eternal torture, weeping, wailing, gnashing of teeth. It didn't make sense. And my experience of God was not that way. I was the first African-American preacher on the South Side to start a church that was integrated and maintained it to where it became what they would call a mega church in this town, up to about 4,000 or 5,000.
Now, TD Jakes, well.
When I first started preaching years ago, they would say, I go preach for somebody big time. They say, they made my ministry. They made me who I was. I said, well, good. If you made one, you can make another.
Man, let me tell y'all something, man. If you don't see this dude when he say this, listen, no. The way this is sassy, okay? I'm just telling y'all, sassy. He being sassy right now. His actions say, listen, I don't got nothing to do with what y'all talking about over there. I don't know what's going on, but I know that this is sassy. I will show you, but a lot of people say they're getting struck by TD Jakes, so I'm taking a risk here. But you gotta see it. I'm telling you, you gotta see it.
But the truth of the matter is, this is the Lord's doings, and it's marvelous in our eyes. If you know God made you who you are, no matter who tries to take credit for it, if you absolutely are.
Hey, okay.